Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Hot Wheels Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow from its one-year-only release date of 1969. This was gifted to me by Paul at Diecast Graveyard in a very generous mail package. It has a metal base, and importantly for today, it's a Redline. Now this one is in pretty rough shape. It looks like it might have been Hulk smashed. One A pillar is cracked and the other is bent. The roofline is rippled and one B pillar is bent. The wheels are shot, the axles are shoddy, and the windshield looks iffy, and it's blue. This is a salvage job, but it's still a little piece of history. It's my second Redline project, and it's my humble entry to this year's National Redline Day Invitational, co-sponsored by the Three Blind Mice and the Four Horsemen. So stay tuned and I'll do my best to put this one back into circulation. Mine has the dark brown leather interior, which I'm happy about because that's going to go perfectly together with the paint scheme that I have in mind. But I don't like these colored windshields, and this one has got some cracks in it and dried on paint. And there's the body. See the rippled roof lines, broken pillars. Will it look like this in 10 minutes? Hang in and find out. I've got to do some gentle metal shaping here. Now, I didn't heat up the die cast, and I'm using a little wooden doorstop and a very light hammer. 2 or 3 taps at a time is all I do, and then I pick it up and examine it, and I'm making progress here. I've already straightened out the front roof line and one of the sides. Because these pillars are already cracked off at one end, I carefully remove 2 of them with my pliers. They need to be straightened, but look how easy it is. I just put it right in the end of the needle nose, give it a squeeze. Good as new, and I'm going to be able to reuse these originals instead of fabricating something new. While it's all opened up and I have easier access, I use some files to smooth out the edges. Couple more taps. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, vast improvement over what I started with. Hey, on the last day of every month, the Four Horsemen have an invitational, and I want you to get a hold of a Hot Wheels Beetle for a surfing theme and join in with us and get your name and your work out there in front of lots of new viewers. I'm not sure if that was silver paint that dripped off of this car or not, but it's now down to bare metal, and I do the regular body work on this, and I'm taking some extra care because it is a Redline. Even though I won't be using spectraflame paint, because I don't have any, I'm very careful with the body work here. Please take a moment and swing by and visit my online friend Michael in the UK and his YouTube channel Diecast Looney to see some vintage Matchbox cars on display, wheel swaps. He is very knowledgeable, and it's a highly entertaining channel which I want to recommend to you, so please follow the link in the description and let Michael know that you came by from Maple Leaf Customs, okay? Thanks for doing that. Replacing the original pillars is easily done with a little bit of super glue, and there's no neat way to do it other than toss on some baking soda, which is easily cleaned up. And you see here I saved them on a piece of tape marked front and middle. All you need to be very careful to do is line up the angle that it goes in at before you lock it down, because that baking soda makes a cement bond. And I repeat it from the inside for extra strength. And here's the pillar I didn't remove. It was cracked at the top, but I think I can just repair it cosmetically. It's a real mess until you hit it with these fine needle files, and let me tell you, I probably spent the best part of an hour carefully doing the edges, the shot lines, some tight corners. and I'm turning it around to see if I can make it look as good as this. The primer will tell. This stage reveals all of the flaws that may be remaining, but I'll let that dry up and go to work on replacing these cap-style Redline wheels. First, a little archaeology. There's a 53-year-old piece of carpet fiber. All that's required here is use your craft knife and gently get in the little wedge between the outer cap and the inner one, like so, and they should just pop off. No real challenge here, but you can see they're really well worn out, and this is where I do a little bit of rebending and shaping of the axles. Paul at Diecast Graveyard was very generous to include some replacement wheels for me, otherwise I couldn't have done this. I'm so far off the beaten path over here in Switzerland. I can order what you can order on eBay, but the international shipping is very, very expensive. So thanks again, Paul, for giving me all the equipment and tools and parts that I needed to do a couple of Redlines. And you can see the wheel swap was successful. This is the sanding work that I did to knock down some high points and most especially give some attention to the glue and baking soda repairs on the pillars. It got primered again, it got sanded again, and now I'm applying some Createx pearlized white, which I think is going to look very luxurious. Hopefully, something like this. And now I give my attention to the old windshield. I don't plan to reuse this, but I do have to clean it up and smooth out any rough surface areas caused by the dried out old paint, and I worked on that crack on the rear glass. I'm going to vacuum form a new one. I'll show you step by step what I do here. I start with a 0.5 millimeter clear plastic sheet, and it locks into the frame. And there I've just turned the heater on. That top swinging globe is where the heating coils are. For about 3 minutes elapsed time. Then I raise the whole frame up about another 45 seconds directly under the heating coils. I put the original blue windshield in, turn off the heat, hold it for about 5 seconds, and release. And here's what it looks like. Step one now is just to cut out the new windshield from the big plastic mold. That's garbage. There's the original, unaffected by the vacuum process, and here's what I've got. A beautiful, clear replacement windshield. Now the second trimming is a little closer to the edges, but I'm going to do some micro trimming still with an X-Acto blade for the sharpest, most accurate edges. And here's my first dry fit. Look at that. Rear glass, rear windows, and the front windshield. No more blue, no more dried paint, no more cracks. But I do save the original, throw it into the boneyard. It might make a Gaslands appearance one day. The Silver Shadow was a full-size luxury car produced by British automaker Rolls-Royce from 65 to 76, and the Silver Shadow 2 from 77 to 80. To date, that combined model run has the largest production volume of any Rolls-Royce. It's a name and a brand that forever will be associated with luxury and class. Well, let's put my little 164 version of it back together. The new vacuum form windshield goes in first, and it's simply held in place by the plastic interior. And here's my flitzed up metal base. I'm checking the fit to make sure everything is just right because of all the metal shaping that I had to do, and it is. In fact, it's a really beautiful fit, and you're going to have to look hard to see where all the repairs were done. So I'm giving that a pass and telling you that I'm very happy with the way this came out. I'll let you have a closer look now and decide for yourself. There's a beautiful pearlized white paint job, the grille looks good, and you can't see where the pillars were repaired or which ones were even replaced. I took a long time and did some careful work on it. You know, you put yourself out there with these YouTube videos for a lot of people's critiques. But I hope you'll agree with me, especially when comparing what it looked like before in this paint condition and caved-in roof to what it looks like now. It's a tremendous transformation. The paint makes a huge difference, but it's all about the Redline wheels today. Thank you again, Paul, for supplying me with the car and the wheels. This was great fun to do. I hope everybody enjoyed watching this restoration, and that you'll catch as many of the other videos as you can on this National Redline Day. I want to say thank you for visiting my channel in particular. Please remember to leave your respectful comments below and tell me what you think of this Silver Shadow, and come on back soon and often. It's coffee time.